This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, this is Rakesh Kondreddy. To know more about me, you can go to LinkedIn and just type Rakesh Kondreddy, and you will be knowing more about me. Just would like to go jump into our topic. Today, I'd like to talk on a generic topic since we are there and the testing community is there from ages. I would like to talk some basic points which we are still missing, which our traditional testing gave us, right? So first of all, when we are going ahead in testing, I have seen a lot of community people just try to do the functional testing part. But however, there are a lot of testing which is there, which we are not concerned and we are not testing it, and finally end users are facing issues. First of all, I would like to tell you why we are here. We are here to make sure to wear the hat of the end users and think like end users can use the application and use different testing strategies, then to make sure that before the product is going live, that this is going to be used by our customers and they also will feel happy. That's where we build the products where it not only meet the testing requirements or the product requirements, but also it is also user friendly, right? So that's why I would like to tell you, make sure you go with every testing, possible testing, be it functional testing or non-functional testing. If you are testing the functionality, make sure all the functional requirements are met. But before that, I would like to tell you, perform some exploratory testing too, so that you explore the applications, don't see the requirements, just explore the applications, note down your observations, talk to your subject matter expert or the product owner, and get more insights about it. That's how you will know from the end user perspective how he is also feeling it, right? Then make sure go through the requirements, understand the actual product design, everything, then real testing goes off. Okay, so as I already told you, perform functional testing, then consider non-functional testing activities too. Understand the importance of performance testing. If your product is utilized by millions of people or more than hundreds of people, then performs performance testing. Make sure you perform load testing to know what is the load that your system can handle. Perform some stress testing to know the benchmark that your system can handle. And you can also perform some other types of performance testing like spike testing, endurance testing, performing with some timelines and all, so that you'll be understanding what is your CPU, what is your network, what is your disk capacities, and what kind of throughput you're having, how many requests the system can handle, what is the response times of the things. You can easily do whatever the things which we can perform by utilizing this performance testing, we can do that. And then go for the security testing, identify the security vulnerables, go through the WAFs chat sheet. Okay, go through the SQL injection, cross-site scripting, remote attacks and all. There are a number of tools available. You can go with Zap or you can go with Bubsuit, and there are some other tools also available to do the port testing. Please utilize it as part of it and identify the security vulnerabilities. Coming to the accessibility testing, perform accessibility testing using screen readers or accessibility development tools, and make sure your application is abiding the WCAG standards. There are standards which classified into A, AA, and AAA. Okay, make sure what is the percentage of confidence you have on the accessibility, and make sure you help the developers understand what is the importance of ARIA and help them to implement ARIA attributes to the application and make sure that the application is accessible to everyone. And there are some other testings. It again depends on your application, whether it is compatibility testing. For example, you want to make sure whether the application can be accessible on cross platform, cross browser, cross device. Just perform some compatibility testing. Then goes with installation testing, reliability testing. Okay, you can keep there are n number of testing you can perform on it. Okay, and coming back to the basic thing which we are missing, as I told you in the initial time, that we are missing the test plan. Okay, so basically when you implement the test plan, you'll get all these insights of different testing. You'll be knowing how to analyze the product. You'll be doing exploratory testing. Who is the end users using the application, how the application will work. Then define the test strategy by knowing the what is the architecture of the product, what is the web server, what is the application server, what is the database server, what are the other third party things which are integrated with our application, and what is how the graphical user interface looks like. Then define the test objectives, like what to test, what is in scope, what is out scope, and define what kind of testing we are going to implement. Even in functional testing we have multiple testing, right? We can define traceability matrix, requirement traceability matrix, have the features align with the defects, and we can implement like what kind of testing in functional testing, and divide into different types. If it is initial build, sanity testing, then smoke testing, then you can go with some other testings like monkey testing, gorilla testing, testing with different sets of inputs. Test as much as functionality and make sure it is user friendly and meeting the requirements. Then, as I already told you in the initial points, perform all the kind of non-functional testing. Then plan the exit criteria, like how you plan the entry criteria, you also plan the exit criteria to make sure, okay, if this criteria is met, then I'm pretty much confident to say, hey, testing is completed and you can go ahead and promote the build to the next environments like staging or production. Okay, when I say staging or production, make sure you advocate the developers to have the CI/CD pipeline. Make sure you follow the test pyramid architecture. Encourage your developers to write more unit tests. You can also concentrate on the web service test, integration test, component test. Then you can take the critical functionalities to the graphical user interface test, right? So you can follow the test pyramid, make sure everything is working fine, both the testing with human interaction whereas testing with some automation. So you have the complete test strategy out of it. Once everything is done, before you are doing testing, I missed a point, you have some test environment to perform all these things, right? So make sure a well defined test environment which is a replica of how the production is. If the production is 100%, make sure at least you have the infrastructure of 20% to 30% which matches it. Then you can perform the testing, have the estimations, deliverables, limitations, everything is there. This is all before you test the product team. Okay, so then you document everything, then rest all follows as per the plan. Then you deliver the product with ease. Since you are working in agile, make sure all the things we need to abide with change of the requirements. Okay, so you test the product, and whatever the latest improvements may be, whether it is machine learning algorithms, you can test how the algorithms work, what is the confidence metric, what is the true positives and the false you can make analysis out of it. Beat the blockchain testing, make sure how the blocks are formed, what is the encryption strategy which they are using. If it is a payment gateway, make sure what is the payment gateway, what are the things which they are used, who is the merchants, who is the issuing bank, who is the authorizing bank, what is the how it is capturing it, if there is a refund, how it is sending a refund to the issuing bank. Make sure learn all the payment gateways or payment testing methods. Okay, overall, I told so many things to you, but my main objective is make sure you enhance your test practices by day to day, and make sure you go with the functional testing as well as non-functional testing. Choose the best works for you, define a test plan, define a test strategy, then start testing. Okay, I hope it helps everyone. Have a great new year to rest everyone in the test community, and let's be together. Thank you, everyone. See you.